Right, and hello everyone. Welcome to the Platinum third place matchup between Mingos and AOE Crowd Control. I am going to be your caster, Asami, along with my other caster friend here, Crims.
Hello, everyone. Hello, and I'm happy to be here. Excited to see who's going to take the win.
And sorry for the small delay. We were having some technical issues, but we finally got everything fixed, and we're ready to get it going. And as you can see, no pro draft, which means we're heading straight onto the scene of the rift right after this. So we'll have Tristana, Swain, and Lulu as the first bands.
Yeah, I would be banning Lulu as well, especially if I didn't want to pick it myself. Pretty strong pick. Swain comes across as a target ban. I don't really think Swain's that crazy right now. But it looks like it looks like two pretty prominent supports going to be taken out of the game already here.
Yeah, and make that another one as the
Yeah.
Karma and Morgana will be visiting the bench for this game. We'll see the last one, but a lot of heavy support bands really, especially with, I mean, Swain has been mainly as the support role as of
I've seen him
recently.
as 80 carry, but yeah, also well, 80 carry quotes, quote unquote there. But yeah, I've seen Swain mostly in the bot lane as well. So this is a lot of bot lane bans. It could have been a Morgana jungle, but honestly, my personal opinion is I don't really like Morgana jungle. As a Kindred ban takes the stage here, which is also something that I find pretty targeted or specific. So some
Yeah,
weird bans maybe, but it could be that they have a game plan set up here.
yeah, potentially
And
there is.
yeah,
Then
potentially there is. Well, Rel, unfortunate that they banned Kindred because Kindred does pretty good into Rel. So far it looks like we have a pretty good first pick for the Rel there. I mean, Morgana also is somewhat a counter to Rel as well. So I think they were looking for this a little bit, but there's still some other counters in the lane to the Rel. And now we have the Gragas and Seraphine on the other side. Seraphine, really big pick, especially in comp these days.
yeah, I
Huge
mean, she's just
scaling,
so
lots.
like I don't know, volatile, I guess is what you could really say. Like, she just has so much scaling, so much damage out of nowhere. So, I like Seraphine pick. Last Seraphine, though, did not work out as well, but hopefully she's not going to be just stuck as as helping out just one main carry.
Yeah, when you pick Seraphine this early, though, you can. I mean, the good thing is you can flex, right? So you could pick her, you could put her in multiple positions. The thing is, if you let her get countered, if you don't draft well the rest of the game, you could end up being in a really terrible matchup for the Seraphine. So we'll see how the draft continues as we have a Graves and Orianna pickup here. So carry jungle with a nice AOE team fighter in the Orianna. So far, looks like they're setting up for a lot of AOE team fighting.
Yeah, I mean, when you pick a Rel, you have someone that can now follow up with the Rel ulti in the Orianna. I mean, the Shockwave, if timed perfectly, will be a massive blow to the side of Mingos. But with the Rumble, that is someone who also works pretty well with Seraphine ulti. So overall, they have two good picks here that can work off of one another very well.
I'm gonna apologize to the chat here. I think we didn't set up who is on which side. So, Asami, can you please go ahead and address that situation?
Oh yeah, my apologies. On the red side, we do have Mingos, and on the blue side, we have AOE crowd control. My apologies.
Yeah, the game kind of started quick on us, if you would forgive us. So that is going to be the sides here, as we have a Braum ban and then a Nocturne ban as well. I think
Yeah, I mean,
Nocturne is pretty good into Seraphine as well. If you wanted to pick that up, but I don't really see Nocturne being a problem into your own team comp so far, as we have a Vayne, Braum, and Volibear ban as well. Interesting, interesting. All right, now we're starting to hit the R4, R5, so this is where we're going to start seeing where the Seraphine's going to end up. I mean, you could have Rumble. Have you heard of Rumble Jungle, Asami?
yes, Rumble in the jungle. Honestly, one of my favorite things I've always said, and honestly, I haven't played a whole long time. So when I first started, I thought of it as a joke or a meme, but then I real life people actually did it, and it worked out pretty efficiently whenever I did see it.
Yeah, his kit is actually not too bad for the jungle if you think about it. He's got a shield, he's got empowered auto attacks, and he has a wave clear with his flamethrower there. So those are things that you typically want to pick up in the jungle. It doesn't have healing, but with the new, well, with the they've been adding a little more lifesteal into the items in the jungle these past few years. So that is allowing the Rumble to be able to clear safely. As we have Ornn Kai'Sa coming in here, rounding out the last two picks. Looks like they decide to keep going into that team fighting theme with the Ornn and the Kai'Sa. So they're gonna have their three backliners: Graves, Orianna, Kai'Sa. Who Kai'Sa kind of turns into a diver here. So she's kind of one of the AD carries that can dive. As we have an Ashe pickup, which I'm gonna note is a pretty good lane counter to the Rel. If anyone's ever picked that matchup, if you are able to dodge the Rel's engage, she basically becomes a really, really slow sitting duck as Ashe just pelts her with arrows as she attempts to walk away. So we'll see if Ashe is going to be able to dodge the Rel in the bot lane.
I mean, it's gonna be tough, as you said. Like Rel is gonna be very slow if she doesn't get the engage perfectly. So she's gonna have to try and get a good engage, or else she could be doomed right from the start. She gets slow. Seraphine can then get the combo off with that E, so immediately that could spell disaster if Jake or Court does miss. But at the same time, it could also be very well or very wellly played if it connects. So there is
Yes.
no matter what, there's always a risk and a reward. So you have to take it now.
Okay. So now we've been awarded 3 minutes to talk about these team comps a little bit here. So they did flex around the Seraphine. People typically like to play her in the bot lane somewhere there. They feel a little safer with that. So they ended up flexing her mid into the Orianna matchup. And it is a Rumble jungle. Now, I know I've seen some Scion jungle. I don't necessarily agree with it. So pretty obvious that he ends up with the top lane. And they also flex the Gragas. So two flex picks working out for them as they got the Gragas into the Rel and Kai'Sa. So I think with that bot lane matchup, it should go in the Ashe Gragas favor. It does depend how they play it out, though. As we said earlier, if Rel ever gets the engage on Ashe, she's gonna get absolutely annihilated by this Kai'Sa damage. So we'll see how they play it up, but I think they do have the advantage. For the Seraphine and Orianna, I don't know how much mid lane you have played, but I think Orianna is actually a really good laner, even though she kind of scales into the late game and the mid game with her AOE. She's a really great laner, and she has a lot of poke and harass with her and cheap mana costs on her Q. And then the Graves Rumble. Actually, this is new tech here. I haven't actually seen Rumble Jungle myself, so I would assume that Rumble clears faster. Do you have any knowledge on that, Asami?
I believe with the burn that Rumble has, it does allow him to clear a little easier, but at the same time, he does have that moment where he does have the cooldowns. So that
Mm-hmm.
could also give Graves a opportunity to kind of catch up, especially since he can just use that, auto, uses dash, auto again, and like he immediately gets rid of the monsters
If you
pretty
told me
easily.
that
So
Rumble clears better early and Graves clears better in the mid game, I would believe you. I Unfortunately, this is new tech here, so we'll be seeing how the matchup plays out on the field. And then Ornn into Scion. I think Ornn is perfectly fine into Scion. Scion's gonna win early, but Ornn with that hard scaling and the Ornn items for his team, we're looking like we have a mid game comp versus a late game comp here on the side of so we have the late game scaling Ornn, Orianna, Rel versus the mid game Scion, Rumble, Seraphine, Ashe. Well, they both have components for late game, but they both have components for mid game as well. So it's gonna be pretty close as to who outscales the other comp, to be honest.
yeah, I realizing like come the late game, I believe that AOE just has the better team because of the ornaments that will be coming in.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do believe that at the same time, the ornaments will play very little effect if someone gets picked off very easily, and they're gonna have to play around the Ori and the Kaisa more than what they may be thinking. So it will definitely come down to just if those two stay alive.
Yeah, I mean, if in the case of an ultra late game, which would that'd be 40 minutes plus, like a Scion Seraphine Ash is gonna output tons of damage, and Seraphine's gonna make Scion so tanky in the ultra late game. So it's in this case, it's not clear who's gonna outscale who at what point in time. I think it's going to be a little bit of a wavy pattern as who's going to have the scaling advantage. It's not clear cut.
Yeah, I mean,
So these
no, it's not exactly as you said. Like nothing's very clear cut. Like really, both teams are going to do so much damage come the late game, especially to Oriana. Like one shockwave, and if say Oriana's running the Night Harvester, one shockwave could immediately just be the end of that team fight right then and there. So. But the same could also be said for the Seraphine in the mid lane, who, she hits the encore. Next thing you know, most of your team is gone thanks to a Scion ulti and a Rumble ulti. So, really, it could be a kind of game where we just have to see where exactly the favor turns to. Because early stages, I'm gonna give it to the AOE side because I think they just have a little more damage output. But come say like mid game, I think they will have to play just a little more carefully because that's when Ashe and Seraphine and Rumble are really going to start picking up.
Yeah, I think that it's very clear that the Mingos have a pretty good mid game comp. I mean, Gragas, Seraphine, Rumble, Scion, and Ashe is no slouch either. I mean, she's mostly there for pick, but she also provides a lot of slowing utility. That in a mid game, like imagine getting Ash arrowed and then having a Rumble ult on top of you. That's you're just gonna have to say goodbye at that point.
Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
as the game starts up here. All right, so let's see if anyone's gonna go for an invade. I don't think it's gonna be likely, just based on these champions. It looks like AOE is spreading out a little bit. They're going for a 5-point. Oh, but pings are going out.
Yeah, you can tell immediately they're making sure that someone is around that area just in case. But
it's really hard to punish the early game unless you kind of watch the enemy's VODs a little bit and see how they like to set up. In this case, you can see that there is an opening for AoE to invade on, but they have no idea about it right now.
yeah, and you see Adamsuki not stepping up a whole lot.
Yeah.
And they're kind of wanting him to.
There's no reason for him to step up right now, though. And he knows, well, I would assume that they know that their job is to be safe if they're doing a 5-point. Usually you don't want to try to make a play on the enemy if your team is spread out as thinly as possible, right?
While the orange just dances for him just a little bit.
Yeah, they're having a little bit of fun here. All right, we've interesting. Ashe is on the top side here. Is this a lane swap?
It potentially could be. They could have just flipped a script on him entirely.
I see what they're doing. They're trying to take a page out of Cloud9's book here. Sion's going to take their own blue while they steal away from the other side into a lane swap. This is interesting. I do think their setup is... I guess they couldn't... They could have had Sion invade and do this, but they were caught out. So we'll see if Nathaniel can pull this off here. He should be able to get both of these. Yep, Graves is coming. Well, he can't get the kill on Sion, but he's probably not going to get the Gromp. Yeah. So Graves immediately went over to steal the blue camp here, which was the right play, because then he would have lost a lot more camps. And now we have a split map. And now, if in the split map scenario, Asana, a little quiz here. How do you gain an advantage and this is an extreme split map because we have a lane swap as well. So what's the key to getting the advantage in this scenario?
The key to getting the advantage?
Yes, getting the advantage. A little bit of quiz here.
To be perfectly honest with you, I got no damn idea.
All right, I don't blame
whenever
you.
it is something split like this, it's just...
The answer is whoever pulls off the dive. Whoever pulls off the dive is the one who wins in this scenario. Interesting enough, Scion doesn't have the blue buff. I guess they took off the feature where you could steal, where you could die and keep the buff. I guess. I don't know why. I think they took that off. I guess that's how they stopped it back in the day. But it's whoever gets off the dive. So you see how there is a big wave stacked on this horn right now? Yep. Well, just imagine if there was a rumble in the bush and they go ahead and 3-man dive this. It looks like they're going to 2-man dive it, and they're going to get it anyway without the assistance of rumble. But that's the game plan when you do a swap like this. You want to get the dive off. And it looks like on the other side of the map, they're not going to be able to dive down this Scion here. So that's just going to be an advantage for the Mingos right there.
Yeah, but there is a Graves just chilling.
Oh, there's a Graves. So they're going to go for this dive. All right, they stopped the back. It looks like they're going to set up. Seraphine could teleport. I don't know if she's going to, though. We'll have to see. They are going to be down numbers because Ornn could teleport as well. Okay, and Graves is backed up. So they don't actually go for the dive. They just delay the back. That was a scary situation for the Scions, to be honest. He could have died there. I don't.
Yeah, and now you can see they're actually going to go ahead and switch lanes again.
I don't know why they didn't go for it, though, actually.
I think they just found it better to not take the risk and just take the reward of getting the plating. And Sion's back just keeps getting denied, so he's not even able to get any kind of reset while the bot lane's able to come back.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to lose that wave up top as Ornn is about to push it in. So he loses that wave. However, this does give a back advantage to the Ashe and Gragas, which means that the Kai'Sa and the Rel are going to be taking a bad back themselves to get their items. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I think they could have had Graves cover the wave or something. Or at least have Rel and Graves cover the wave as Kai'Sa backs and do it like that. But it looks like they are just going to take this opportunity to do Dragon instead of pushing in the minions. So they're not going to lose any minions, but they are going to lose the Dragon. Alright, with that, I think that's a successful lane swap pulled off as they get a kill. They get a bit of a CS advantage. And just a bit, because they kind of messed up on the Scion. And a Dragon. So we have, what is this, about a 400 gold lead? So not too bad.
Yeah, overall, they have a pretty good thing set up for, beginning set up for them. And Gragas sitting with 1 kill thanks to the beauty of an ignite. Wow. I guess 2 people just yell at each other up there, huh?
That was an ambitious charge up by a Scion. It looked like it was gonna work though, but Ornn he charges his own way out of there.
Yeah, I mean, when you have these 2 monsters, they're just gonna be doing this thing all over, just again and again, repeat.
They do have kill potential, unlike other tank matchups. They do have kill potential on each other, as Ornn has % health damage with a lot of CC, and Scion will have a lot of damage on his own, but he has to charge up. So that, you know, the matchup's probably gonna be fine for Ornn, especially right now. I mean, he has a bit of a CS lead, and as long as he has an item lead as well. I'm looking at Sion's build, and I'm wondering if he's gonna be going the more damage lethality build.
Yeah, it could potentially be that.
C2 longswords. That typically means I'm gonna go for a lethality item. I don't know if I agree with that, especially in this situation. I mean, yeah, I don't know, because he doesn't really have access to anyone in a fight. He could potentially charge. If he ever gets the flank on Kai'Sa, though, he is gonna just blow her up. She's just gonna be destroyed.
Absolutely, like she's gonna have to be very careful. If this is the lethality Scion that we're thinking it could be, then she has to be extremely careful and extremely wary.
Is it gonna be Prowler's Claw? That's the question. Right?
Oh,
Preventing the back on the side. He's having a terrible time getting the backs that he wants. Oh, yeah, he didn't get the back wave there, so he might lose some minions too. That's just frustrating. Alright, looks like Ashe Gragas are pushing in this Rel. So, something I'd like to mention is Rel is really bad at what I call like a raw engage, where she doesn't have any setup. you could just see her trying to engage on you, because her jump is really slow. Is this gonna be a dive? Oh, all right. They went for more of like a harass to poke him off the turret, and Rel's shield was there to save her from taking a lot of damage. But she's really bad at engaging in your face, unlike something like a Gragas, right? A Gragas is really quick. Oh, they charged down from the side. Oh, that was half the HP. Oh my god. I was not expecting that. But
My
that was
goodness.
like, that was an all the way down the lane charge, wasn't it? Oh, Ash can take a turret shot here. Graves around the corner. Rel Kai'Sa too well. That was pretty close. Orianna did have flash, so I think she was safe, but I was not expecting that much damage. And what do we see? First item on the Scion. Looks like
Serrated Dirk.
Looks like he's going lethality here. So this, of course, affects his tankiness, and Scion scales really well with HP. Oh, they caught it. Oh,
Acre Core in a bad spot. It's going to end up being caught there, but here comes the teleport from the Orianna. She's going to force a flash out from the Gragas, and that will be the end of that. Luckily, they weren't in a too bad spot to actually be fully punished, but they do want more.
yeah. I mean, you've committed your teleport, and you didn't get anything. That's just going to immediately make you want to make a play.
Oh, and the ball just goes off of Sleeping Giant with that flash, which means that the Shockwave will miss, so they will be able to force them away, maybe get some plating for the Kai'Sa, but that is about it.
Yeah, they're going to deny some CS, get maybe one plate if they want a good back. And it's going to be a solo plate on Kai'Sa, though. That's actually very good. She gets a nice 160 in her pocket there. But on the other side of the map, they did lose the Herald. So that is, you can qualify that as 2 plates because of the charge mechanic there. So they basically lost a plate, and that's about it. Oh, it's just going to run right into a dragon spawn. As Scion is backing, he does have teleport. So if a fight does occur, Ornn is not going to have as many items as the Scion. So that's going to be an item advantage there. Looks like they don't have vision in the immediate dragon area. And it looks like Seraphim's going to teleport here ahead of time to catch the fight. Scion, he's in a bad teleport spot. Are they going to cover him? Yeah, so they're going to cover him. They're not going to invest a teleport for the Ornn. And that's going to be another dragon. And this is pretty fast dragon too, at 10 minutes. So it looks like the dragon stacking from this mid-game comp is already started.
Yeah, and you know, they're actually able to get a lot of resources out. They get the Scion to be able to use teleport. They get the ultimate from Scion too.
That one's going to go a little bit wide. But I think they just have to chill. Oh.
They have their target. There goes the Encore. That will connect. That is going to be a fully max Q, but the ultimate is big. Shockwave connect greatly, and now Nathaniel is left to wonder, why am I the one that has to visit the gray screen?
He didn't have to either. Like, he has, look, Ornn is pushing a wave into his turret right now. He didn't have to go for that play for any reason. And now he's going to lose minions on top of dying and giving away a kill. So 0-2 on the Scion, and he's already 30 CS down. Not to mention, he spent his teleport to securing the dragon, which is debatable. I think they technically already had it secured. So Scion is spending a lot of resources for his team here, and he's not getting much in return.
Yeah, I mean, they're able to get the first tower, so that's a nice thing to get. They get a lot of gold. The Ashe gonna have that Berserker's Greaves and pickaxe now in her back pocket. Oh, yep, there's the flash. The stun does miss, but they're able to get Clark alone, and that will be an easy kill for the Kai'Sa.
Yep, and Kai'Sa just getting right behind the Ashe with her ultimate. And that's why Kai'Sa kind of turns into a dive champion in the team fights, is because of her ability to just jump right into the backline with assistance from someone like Rel.
Yeah,
Looks like Scion's gonna counter push and get some CS back and some turret plates as well. But if let's go ahead and take a little peek on the gold here, as Ornn is about 800 gold up.
Gonna have to stop you guys. There is the call of the Forge God coming in. Nathaniel in a very tough spot. He's going to use the Unstoppable Force as a way to try and get away, but Sleeping Giant's gonna keep him stuck, and that will be an easy pickup onto Nathaniel, as he's just trying to pick up minions at this point.
Yeah, and he kind of greeted for that. And he knows he's behind too, so that's why he was going for it. But it is going to cost him as he gives away another death.
And now Gabe is the target here. He is in a very bad spot. They're going to get the two-man shockwave. That is massive. Isidris is trying to get away. There goes the two-man encore, as Nick War is there to also help provide a way to keep everyone safe. There goes another kill, make it a double kill, and the Ornn picks up another, while it's going to be Rally running away from the rest.
Wow, and that is some big pickups for AOE there, as they were able to get 2 kills just off the Orianna ult alone, which was huge. As they were going for that blast cone, and Orianna just denied them from getting over the wall with her own ulti, which honestly, that was a great play by her.
Yes, Agopa, I believe is the name. Could be pronouncing it wrong, but I'm just gonna call him Og. Og was a good shockwave there to help out his teammates, stops them from retreating, and helps get the double kill. +1 with the Ornn coming in.
Yeah, unfortunately for Rally on the Seraphine there, she wasn't able to get there before the Orianna. We'd have to check the lane state to see why that was the case. So ended up not being nearly as effective as the Orianna. If Rally was there earlier, it possibly could have saved the Gragas and even the Ashe. Oh, Gragas! Oh, that was so close. Gabe almost running into a death trap set up by the Rel and the Kaisa.
Yeah, and Kaisa now has a full item on her, sitting with the Gale Force and a 300 gold bounty. And
Sleeping Giants left the game, so something happened there. Looks like a lag DC. Unfortunate that we do get those sometimes, but this does give us a moment to check the state of the game, as the gold is about even, only 800 gold difference here. And we have the only significant CS lead that I see here is in the top lane. I mean, Ornn has about 25 CS up. It was 30 earlier, but it's around the same. So Ornn with the only huge CS lead in the game at the moment. And something else to note is Kaisa has the most kills in the game and a 300 gold bounty. So most of the kills for Team AOE are ending up in her pockets, which is a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, like, the Kaisa fitting very pretty, has a 13 CS lead, has 3 kills to Gale Force, and working on to the next item. Like, she's feeling very good right now, especially since Ashe doesn't have the Kraken Slayer up and built yet.
So something to point out by Agopa here is the Verdant Barrier on the Orianna pick. I think that is a very smart idea. I do this myself. If you're ever in a scenario where the jungler and the laner have the same type of damage, you want to prioritize a defensive item into that damage. So if it's magic, you go Verdant Barrier, and if it's AD, then you go the pre-Zanya's item, which is, I think, the Seeker's armband, if I'm not correct.
The Arm Guard, Seeker's Arm Guard.
Arm Guard, okay, Arm Guard, armband, whatever. Close enough. Yeah, so you wanna get the item that helps mitigate damage from both of them if they're the same type of damage. So in this case, they're both magic damage, so very good pickup there. I think that's a very smart idea. And it is going to be the Prowler's Claw from the Scion there, so he's not going to be nearly as tanky, but he's going to be able to stick better onto someone like a Kaisa or a Graves in the team fight, and he's going to do potentially big burst damage that we've already seen from his ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, if that ulti connects, there's going to be almost no way to really try and get away from the Scion. So if Kaisa gets hit, tries to use the ulti to get away, and Prowler's Claw is already activated, forget about it. That Scion's all over you.
He also went phase rush as well, so this Scion's going for kills. He wants blood.
As you should. I mean, if you're feeling it, keep the fighting up, and that's exactly what Nascent wants to do. He wants to stick onto someone as much as possible, especially with that undead form.
Mm-hmm. I think this is a bit of a sign that they don't want to go for the late game. Okay, it is Ogopa.
Ogopa, gotcha.
So, yeah, it looks like that Scion's gonna be going for blood here, and then we also have about like a 15 CS lead on the Seraphine. So Seraphine doing perfectly fine in the lane. On the other hand, though, Oriana's got a 103 scoreline. That is a pretty heavy kill participation in this game. So it looks like Oriana is making more of an effect on the map than the Seraphine is with her 001 scoreline as well. So it looks like Rally's just sitting tight in the mid lane, while Ogopa is just trying to make a play on the map.
Yeah, I mean, Ogopa's had very good rotations. She's been able to, hop around and help out the rest of the teammates when needed. Even investing the teleport down when they couldn't really get the kills, but was still there to just make sure that nothing else funny would happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would like to see some more plays coming out of this Ashe Gragas. I mean, they got the bot lane turret down first, and I think they should be aiming for more rotations mid lane. Now, this dragon is coming up, and they are pushing, so we'll see how Mingos set up for this dragon. It currently looks like the vision is slightly in their favor. However, AOE's got vision right behind that they haven't cleared out yet. So we'll see if they are going to be able to clear out that vision, which would set up for the third dragon take very easily. And AOE is going to have to fight their way for the vision on top of possibly Smite fighting for it. So we're going to see, that's the thing we're going to be looking for in the next minute or so here as the dragon comes up. Who gets this dragon? It's going to be a big deal. Third Drake is huge for setting up a fight that you want or forcing the enemy to split on the map. It is a great thing to play around, and it's going to be vital in this mid game comeback.
Yeah, Rally almost got caught in a very bad spot there. Could have been popped if not careful.
So it looks like Sion's not here yet, so they got to make sure. Oh, look, I think he's going to stay decently far away for the engage.
Oh, he's coming.
He's going. He's coming from the flank as well.
Yes, he's coming in, which means that he's going to connect. He connects onto Ogopa, who does not end up dying for quite a while, but the Forge guy will end up connecting with everyone. Jake Core is in there, and they will take out 4 or 3 members, while Ornn is doing his best to take out Rally, and the jungler is left running away from the Gragas support. That will be an extra kill, and now Gabe is going to be the next target. Make that the 8th over the Mountain Dragon.
I will be completely honest. I didn't think AOE was gonna win that fight, just judging from the beginning. I mean, Scion was on their backline. They basically deleted one member right in the beginning of the fight. I think the problem was Seraphine. They kind of were split. They weren't all together, so they weren't able to fight all the targets one by one and have an advantage there. And it kind of turned into a bit of a split fight between the 2 choke points there. But man, did it look really good for this Scion engage. I mean, that's a best case scenario for that Scion. I mean, he basically deleted someone.
Yeah, I mean, he had a very good engage. And, he connected onto Ogopa. So that connected, and it looked like it was going to be perfect. But then the Call of the Forge God came in, and that kind of immediately threw everything that they had just out the window. So much damage coming in from the Ornn.
Yeah, they did delete their backline though, so I think they should have won that fight. I mean, if you could see, Oriana and Kaisa didn't even use their ultis either, so I think they had a clear advantage. Now Ornn did make a pretty good counter engage, so I think it's a bit of a misplay. Maybe they were a bit out of position before Scion was engaging. I would like to check the replays. That would be very interesting to see how that ended up happening.
Yeah, I think that I know Chandler ends up missing the ultimate onto both Isidris and to Ogopa, so the ulti misses there, and I don't really know where the Rumble ulti went or if Encore was used. All I know is like
Yeah.
Encore got deleted, and so that is dangerous. But Sleeping Giant was left alone for so long thanks to Jay Corcor and Nick War sticking around them and keeping him alive.
I did see that the Ornn, I think the Ornn took out the Ashe, or someone else did as well, which was unfortunate. I don't think Ashe had anyone healing for her in that fight, which would have been probably a huge deciding factor in who won in the end.
Yeah, it definitely would have been. And Nathaniel doing a lot of damage to the Ornn.
Yeah, he's got this lethality going. And, oh, is Ornn actually... Ornn is 2 items up as well, which is interesting. Ornn should probably be winning this.
Yeah, and just like that,
I mean,
he
that's just
forces
the making
the
power of
ulti.
Sion. Oh, that was a close.
Yep, and the Ashe arrow does end up hitting onto one. There's the Encore. It connects onto Ogopa, who gets rid of Gabe, so they take out one. Seraphine now is going to be the target of Isidris, and they're going straight back into it. There comes the teleport.
Wait, that's
from
a
Nick
low
Ward,
health teleport.
And low health teleport doesn't even matter. He gets the double ram, and he's going straight onto the Seraphine, unable to take him out. And now Sleeping Giant is doing his best to take out Chandler, but Chandler's impossible to take out. And here comes Nick Ward looking for the cleanup potentially, unable to connect, and instead it's almost taken out. It barely stays alive.
Is a huge win. I don't know if this is a client bug, but Sion has teleport. I didn't even think twice about teleporting to that fight. Apparently, I think that would have made it a lot less, put a lot less stress on their AD carry Chandler there. But man, did he carry that fight! I mean, he killed how many members? 3 members, and he wasn't even being peeled for by the Gragas as he got separated halfway through that fight, and just outputted basically all the necessary damage to finish off the rest of the members as Sion and Seraphine push the side lane. So that's a huge win, and you can see now that they're about up like 800-ish K around there. And that is going to be a huge win for them as they taken down a turret on the top side as well.
Yeah, and not only that, but Agapa ends up teleporting into the middle of them, so she was just shredded of her health for just so much health gone. And well, there comes the flash and the ultimate as well, but that will not do anything. Instead, he will still go down. There's the Prowler's Claw tech, and he's almost taking out one as well. And well, the fight just does not stop. Rally is the target this time. Will get the charm using the Encore, but it does not mean anything. There goes the rest, and Nick War will pick up another kill. And now they're looking for the rest
Ashe is here,
of a cleanup. Yep, Ashe here as well, with the Kraken Slayer and Phantom Dancer too. So if the Crystal Arrow connects, ooh.
Graves instead of Nick War. Kind of a bit greed going for the Graves there. Or maybe it was a miss. Hard to tell, but I think she had vision of Nick War the whole time. I think you go for the guaranteed kill there.
Yeah, the rest of the team rallying as well, as the Dragon was up, so now that's going to be a free Mountain Dragon going into the pockets of AOECC.
Oh, that mountain, double mountain is actually huge for their team. I mean, they have a Rel, they have an Ornn, and they have a Graves. The amount of extra armor stats, and magic resistance that they're gonna get from this dragon is going to be absolutely huge. You do not want them to stack dragons. They'll basically become unkillable even before they get the dragon soul. So that's huge stats, especially the armor magic resist into something like a Rumble and Ashe. It's just going to be huge, and keeping them alive in the fights.
It absolutely will, and I guess according to one of the viewers, we are ahead of the gameplay that's actually showing. Rally just got popped, a lot of health. Rally is going to be taking out here Agapot with a solo kill, while here comes the Call of the Force God. That misses thanks to the Prowler's Claw tech, but they're going to be able to take out another. That is 2 members down, and now Nick Ward is going to be running away from the Sion.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and ask our projection if there's going to be a way for us to possibly fix the time. It looks like, everyone has their own little time delays. And it looks like Looks like we have position around this Baron as well.
But are they going to start it? Doesn't look like
It would be pretty risky to do it
will.
right now. I mean, it is. You're basically going to be going for 5v5. If you're confident that you're going to win that 5v5, looks like they're not going to go for it. I mean, Cyan did have teleport. If they were paying attention to the TP timers, they would know that Cyan and Seraphine have their teleport for that fight if it ever occurred. I mean, they could have maybe possibly baited the teleports if they felt comfortable doing that.
Yeah, it could have been possible, but I think they just kind of decided to keep it safe and not play risky, as there is a 1k gold difference between AOE and Mingos.
Yeah, this gold lead is flipping and flopping on both sides here, as both teams just take the lead at certain points in the game. And something to point out here, this Ashe has a growing bounty at 550. We'll see if Chandler can keep it up. Definitely do not want to be giving that to the Kaisa. If she ever goes down the Kaisa, that's going to be a huge deal for her.
Yeah, not only on Kaisa, but also onto the Orianna. Like, that would be scary. And didn't even realize Immortal Shield Bow just got upgraded by the Ornn, so he does have Blood Ward up and ready, and I imagine the next one will probably be Gale Force.
You know, that's interesting to put on the Graves. I think there's still a conversation today if you put it on the Orianna.
They're in a very tough spot. They're gonna need the support to try and pull something, but instead they're gonna use a lot of the ultis to take out one.
But Core, what were you doing there? I mean, there's no objective in and you have two members top lane while you're pushing into their bottom jungle. Just not a good idea all around, if you ask me.
Yeah, but I mean, they do end up using quite a bit of ultis to take out one, but I don't even know if that's going to be able to really help do a whole lot, as the timers are already starting to come back very quickly.
I mean, you can just. I mean, there's no objectives up in the relative future. I know Baron is up, but you are in a 4v5 in that scenario. If you try to bait, oh, we got their ultis, let's do Baron. That is a good idea later in the game, but right now, you're not going to go for the Baron. So the ultis being down isn't really going to matter.
Yeah, just a little bit too greedy to clear up some vision, but
yeah,
at least it's the support going down and not the ADC, which could have been pretty detrimental.
Yeah, I mean, supports are most likely to get caught out because they play the warding game, right? And so, so now it would have been, now that your team is grouped, getting vision, as you can see now, is, fairly trivial and a lot less dangerous. As we have another Drake. So whoever wins this fight is going to be a Drake point, and that's going to be big. A third, I mean, they already have 2 Mountain Drakes inside AoE, so a third Mountain would just be absolutely decimating for Mingos here. So it looks like they're going to get the mid lane push though, because they weren't keeping it up while they cleared vision. And looks like they have a bit of a flank going around, as AoE is going to start positioning for this dragon here. A bit of a split from Orianna, so she could be cut off in this fight here.
Yep. There's the encore. It does connect on the one. Nick War will be the one, but that ulti is massive. They're going to try and do a whole lot more. Core is in the backline. He takes the crystal arrow as well. But you can see there's the ultimate being used. Nathaniel Laner will take out one in his undead state. And now Agapa is going to be the next member to go down. That will be Chandler taking out the other. And even with that crystal arrow being eaten by the support, they still winning 4-3.
Unfortunately, I don't know how well the auto camera caught that fight, but Rumble was able to get to the backline and do huge amount of damage. Unfortunately, I don't think he survived because of the Graves, but was able to get huge amounts of backline that Chandler was able to finish off. And as you can see there, Orianna was just out of position and was cut off from the rest of the team fight and wasn't able to make an impact that Agapa usually does.
Yeah, I mean, Agapa, again, just being deleted early on and being separated from the rest of the group means like no big shockwave really able to help out. And then, Kaisa just got run down by Nathaniel, and Nathaniel going the lethality build just means that she's deleted so quickly.
Yeah, unfortunately for Rally, didn't get the best Encore, but was able to pick up Ornn, which was enough for them to engage on the fight. However, I think she was really close to getting some other key members, but it was good enough for them to win the fight as they pick up the third dragon, and now they are on Drake Point.
Yep. Well, no matter what,
This
they're
Goldie
gonna
is so
have to
close.
fight for it.
Oh, Rumble's going in.
Rumble just using that ultimate onto Nick, who does end up missing there. Will be unstoppable, and here we go once more. That's gonna be one. Chandler is godlike, as now Izidris will go down as well. Sleeping Giant is the member left standing once more, trying to run away, but is gonna be taken out by Nathaniel. Eventually taken out by Nathaniel. There we go. And now it's gonna be Agapa, who was not there for that team fight.
Yeah, unfortunately they grouped their members mid lane, and Mingos took the advantage. I mean, they do have better pick potential with the Ash Arrow and the Rumble ulti there. Rumble ulti able to barely slow the Ornn enough to engage a fight there, and Ash able to get a good pick on the arrow.
And Agapa gonna be getting melted down here slowly, but will pick up one kill. The shockwave was very nice, as well as a way to try and hold it. So they're gonna possibly get one more kill, and they're gonna have to focus Nathaniel as he wants to take it down.
Alright, so it looks like they were able to make their last stand there as the members are coming up just in time to save their Nexus. However, this does put them in a very, very sticky situation. I think they should rush the Baron. I think they're going to go for it. It's hard to know. They're pushing up in lane right now, but you have the teleport coming up on the Orianna. So she should be able to get to Baron if a fight ever occurs. I don't know if they're rushing Baron, though. It looks like they're going to just try to get a turret in response. Oh, teleport coming down.
Yep, and immediately they notice it, and there goes the respawn teleport from the Ornn. So Seraphine
in the middle, no man's
gonna have to
land,
run
though.
away.
Rally, that teleport was ill-advised. Oh, Kaisa gets the W.
Uh-oh. Yep, and here she
Oh.
goes. Woo!
Okay, now they're gonna go for Baron. A bit confusing. I guess Rally wanted to like cheeky end the game. However, didn't know that she would get surrounded when she went for that teleport there. Definitely want to wait for all the members to be far away before you go for something like that.
Yep,
And now that might cost them a Baron.
Yep. The ornament is also up now for the Rel, so here comes the rest of the squad, but they have to pay attention because the Ornn, or not the Ornn, the Scion is there to also help alleviate some pressure.
Okay, so they're gonna get the Scion, but honestly, I'm gonna be real. I'd rather have Seraphine be dead for this Baron than Scion.
That was easy.
Yeah. Seraphine's gonna be able to poke and heal, and also get off equally as good engage as the Scion was. Oh, he went full damage. What? He went full damage. He even went. I don't know if you want to go Lord Dominus. Is that Lord Dominus? I don't think you want to do that on Scion.
That's the Lord Dom. That's a separation ulti there, too. So now they're gonna have to play a little carefully. Encore is not quite up yet, and they're still doing this Baron.
Oh, looks like they're in the pit.
Oop. Yep, they're in the pit, and they're going to be able to steal the Baron. Encore connect on the two. Exidris trying his best to escape, but is going to
Gabe and Adam
get it
making
alive.
Absolute hero play there, as they ward off the rest of the members from the pit, and then steal the Baron on top of that, and then Dragon's gonna be up. So this is gonna be this is just terrible for AOE. I mean, they had a position to take control of this game, and now it's just gone completely the other way as they've lost the Dragon's soul. And denying that from AOE is going to be huge. As well, they have a 3k gold lead, Baron, and the mid it's just going downhill from here.
Yeah, I mean, they were so split going into that fight where they were just like, well, do we want to take this fight or do we want to take the Baron? And eventually, Rumble just puts down his ulti as a kind of line to just split them up. And then, obviously, Encore connecting onto Graves, onto Kaisa. immediately keeps them away from the Baron, which allows for the steal to happen. Thanks to the Rumble, thanks to Gabe also going in with them and just making sure that they secure it.
Yeah, I mean, they have Rel and they have Orianna. And when you're in that position, letting the enemy come to you is very beneficial to your comp there. I mean, Rel's really good at engaging people coming to her. Orianna is really good at landing ultimate onto multiple members as they come into you. So I think that's a huge misplay on the part of their comp. They should have just let them come into them if they were going to challenge for the Baron, which it didn't look like they were. They kind of were like faking it, and then that split them up. On top of splitting them up as well, which is also not good for the comp. So I think they could have played that way better, and they could have easily secured that Baron.
Yep, and there's the Rumble ulti once again coming down, and that's going to be up very quickly. Only 45-second cooldown for it.
Yeah, it looks like it's almost halfway up already. So they used to clear the wave. Oh, we have an engage coming on this Ashe, I think.
Yep, they're going straight on to Chandler. Chandler going to be taken out. There goes the ultimate from Agapo as well. They're going to pick up one. They're looking for another. But Seraphine, Rumble, and Greg is all going to get away safely while Sion just pushes in that top lane.
Yeah, so that's going to stop them from pushing down these turrets here, these inner turrets. Looks like they're going to pick up an outer turret on the side from Sion. However, that's going to stop their push from winning the game. And now we have another objective. It's probably going to wait until another objective again to fight here. So roughly 3 minutes on the Baron, roughly 3.5 minutes on the Elder Dragon. We'll see if they go for the stall into this. I mean, Mingos, they're in control of the game now, so they can decide to fight again or go for objective. They have the Dragon Soul, so that's a huge advantage for the team fight. We'll see what they go for. It looks like they're trying to take initiative still. However, they only have 3 members on the field. And there's plenty of time for these objectives, so they could probably just chill and wait, tank the jungle camps, deny them extra farm, get more of a gold lead, and then fight at the Baron or the Dragon. And you could potentially pick up both of them and win through that, win the team fight, and then just win the game. A lot of scenarios where Mingos win this game right now.
Yep, a 3K gold lead currently for the Mingos. And this is gonna come down to just like if they're able to get either the Baron or the Elder, where
So,
I imagine Elder is
chat.
more valuable.
Predictions in the chat that Mingos will fight before an objective. It looks like we have some people saying they're just going to fight. And that might be the case.
Yep, immediately they're going for Nathaniel. And Nathaniel's going to be stopped right then and there. So they're going to pick up one right before the Baron. But he takes out one as well as Idris goes down.
Wow. I think they could have prevented that from happening. Oh, maybe we have Graves out of position. Oh,
Yep, Sleeping Giant in a very bad spot.
So, I mean, losing AD Sion versus losing your AD carry, I think we know which one we'd rather take.
Yep, and now that but Banshee's Veil is now down as well, so if Encore connects, it could very well be over.
Now, Sion has teleport, so if they make a fight happen in around 20 seconds or before, that's going to give them an advantage because Kai'Sa won't be able to join if they are playing for an objective. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like that will be a factor.
No, but the Shockwave does connect, looking for the Seraphine as well. Encore
we got
will
Orianna.
connect as well, so Ori is going to be hit by it, is going to be shredded, but you can see Nick Ward immediately going straight onto
Oh my gosh,
they'll
Sion.
take one with the Sion, and now this is just a bloodbath as Idris just came in just to fall once more, and they will get the ace.
How many times has this Sion just full on long from downtown ultimate into the back line? This man is accurate on this Sion charge. I can't, just absolutely deleting Ogaba in that last fight there.
And that will be the first game of the series. 26 kills for both sides, but at the end of the day, Mingos just a little too strong. And now And welcome back, everybody. We're back for the second match between Mingos and AOE Crowd Control, where Mingos had a very nice performance in the first game and will look to slam the series shut with a victory in this one.
I mean, it was pretty close. The game was pretty close throughout the whole time, and Mingos was just able to, inch it out in the end. Got a few picks, got a few winning team fights in a good spot, and then they cinched victory from there. But it was pretty close overall, as we see some common bans coming out from both sides here. No adaption in the ban phase.
Yeah, they're just saying, look, let's run it back. Let's run it back with the same band that we had in the first round.
Back? Is this gonna be a salty run back? We'll see after the first pick.
On the blue side this time, we will have Mingos on blue side, while on the red side we do have AOE Crowd Control. So that will be the matchups this time. So do not be too surprised if the matches are a little different.
Okay,
and immediately they just take out the Ori.
Okay. They didn't like Ogopa on the Orianna, which is fair. In the early game and mid game had some pretty good ultimates. However, I think, being mispositioned in those later fights really did cost them. So maybe for the side of Ogopa, that's what you're going to be looking to fix in game 2.
Yeah, just trying to fix the positioning just a little better for some of these. But Volibear going to be the jungler potentially.
Yeah, he can go. Yeah, this is a flex pick, so could go jungle, could go top. We'll see where that Volibear is going to end up. Obviously, very strong early game in both roles there, so we'll see where that's going to go. As we're waiting on Sleeping Giant to pick the second champion. Running down the clock here. All right, they're going to go for Rel. So that's going to pretty much lock them in. I mean, Rel's not really good at anything other than team fighting, so I would assume that they're going to be going for team fighting for the rest of their comp. They could pull something crazy on me. We'll see what they do. So Volibear Rel got some tanky frontline members there.
Yeah, and I do like how they are deciding to run it back with the Rel. Rel wasn't a bad engage for them. However, not a whole lot that could have been done afterward. So I guess they did decide better, but we do have Rumble again.
I would say they did get engaged on a lot. Majority of those fights was Sion just coming from far out, just charging into the backline. And to be honest, you wouldn't normally expect a Sion to be able to charge through right to the backline. Usually you'd expect some other tanky members to be in the way. As we have a Rumble and Alistar pickup here.
Yep, and this now says that the support is picked in, but same with Silas. Silas coming in means that the mid laner, potentially top laner as well, is locked in here.
So it doesn't look like Rumble's going to be in mid lane. Now Rumble can go top, so there is that possible flex. But I'm feeling confident that this is going to be a Rumble jungle. Are we going to just get the same bans all the way across the board? Come on.
There's no way to keep it.
No adaption. Oh my goodness.
There it is.
Oh, there we go. All right, finally. Adaption. They don't like that Sion. I mean, to be honest, Nathaniel, I didn't like that he went lethality, but I'm not going to say he proved me wrong, okay? But he was effective on those engages with the Sion. I think he would have done better as tanky Sion. However, he did have good engages. So I think it's worth the ban as a Yuumi ends up being the last ban in this game. All right, so they're going to go with the Rel Kaisa, very strong bot lane duo. Very effective in all points of the game, to be honest. Yeah, this means that they can counterpick. I think leaving Silas. So I think this is a good opportunity where they could triple flex. So if they see something that they don't like on the other side here, they could potentially pick up as many, they have so many options. They could flex Volibear in a jungle, Silas top, and then, pick a mid laner. Or they could pick into the top. They have so many options because they're going to see the whole enemy side here, and they're just going to be able to respond however they like. As we have a Vars and Shen pickup.
Is
it Shen? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe this is a bait.
It could be debate. It could just be maybe even
All
a
right,
River
so
Shed here.
Shen in the top. Shen in the top lane. I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that. I guess you could pick Shen jungle if you're really feeling it. But
Yep.
I don't think Shen has a great ultimate target. I mean, he can ultimate Alistar, so there is that. So he has that, but that's really the only target that I think is really good. Normally, you want to pair Shen with someone who's a lot of
Oh,
engage potential, like a lot of speed, Nocturne, Recon, anything like that. As we have a game plank last pick here, and now we can take a look at these two comps that have been crafted for us. So we
yeah.
have
I
Shen,
mean,
Rumble, Oriana, Varus, Alistar. So this is another mid game focus here. I mean, these are basically all mid game champions with the late game Oriana pick here.
all these ultis
Versus,
are nice for Silas to pick up though. So I'm
yeah, Silas has.
very interested.
I mean, I think Silas would do great with Rumble, does great with Varus, does great with Alistar. Oriana is okay, and Shen, he can match Shen. So it looks like they're going to pick Silas into Oriana, which is completely fine. Gangplank into Shen is also completely fine. So it looks like AoE is going to get most of the lane counter picks here. And now we're going to have, and Rumble going into the Volibear there. So Volibear should be able to make an early impact. However, I think, Volibear basically gets outscaled by everyone. So Rumble's just going to have more effectiveness from mid game onward after that point. Something to point out is they don't have as much team fight on the side of Gangplank, Silas, Kaisa, Rel. The Kaisa Rel is pretty good team fight, but this is where Silas kind of loses a little bit of his effectiveness. He's really good in the skirmish, but he starts to fall a little bit in the team fights. So if we start to see 5v5 team fights here, I'm gonna have to give it to Migos on their side.
Well, I would also say it depends on just the effectiveness of the Silas ult. Say if there's the Varus ulti pickup for Silas, let's say he
Mm-hmm.
gets a pick onto like the Varus or the Ori, or if he picks up the Shockwave ultimate, it could ultimately be the team fight that they want to take and can execute it perfectly right then and there.
Mm-hmm. Kind of ends up being more like a Diana ultimate, huh?
It really does.
Yeah. So something to point out: Silas Volibear is pretty good skirmish potential, as they have lots of damage and have a lot of survivability in a skirmish. Silas and Volibear both have pretty good healing, and they have good single target damage. So we're gonna hope that we see early game skirmishing from the top side, and then we would like to see some mid game team fighting from Migos side as well. So AoE is gonna go for the early game skirmish. Migos going for a mid game team fight. So they want to set up around the dragons, set up around Barons, make sure everyone's lined up front to back, nothing crazy happening. AoE, they want to have fights before the dragon, fights in the jungle for vision, fights in the early game. So that's going to be their game plan, and they have good catch potential. Silas, Kaisa, and Volibear, pretty good, pretty decent. I mean, Volibear's not the best, but they have enough. They have enough of an advantage to get a pick. Now, Varus is a pretty good pick on his own in his own right, and if there's ever some weird situation where any of their members get caught out, Shen can bail them out. Shen's really good at bailing out members who get picked off before they get picked off. So we'll see how they play it out in the early game. I think that's going to be very defining for this game. Whoever gets the advantage in the early game, probably going to snowball the rest of the game. However, I mean, judging from last game, game one, there was a lot of flip flop in there. So maybe that just happens this game.
And it's going to come down to which team can have the better team fights overall. And here we go, hopping in to the Rift for the second match of the series, where AoE will look to send this into the third and final match.
Yeah. Are you very opinionated on skins, Asami?
I actually am a very big skin fanatic.
All right. Well, since you're going to be the expert in this, go ahead and lay down some comments on the skin comps that we've been brought here.
The skin comps overall, obviously, if we're just looking at all the skins in general, AOE, CC do end up winning in that matchup there. However, there is a very small margin of a win there just because it's the Cow Alistair, and we also get to see a throwback of the Taipei Assassin Shen, which I love that
Yeah,
skin.
TPA Shen. Just gonna point out a fact. I was in the stadium when they won, so I was there.
You were there in when Taipei won?
Yeah, I was there. Season 2. It was great.
Dude,
They even handed out free figurines if you waited after the tournament for like an hour.
What? That's so neat, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't even know they were gonna do that. It just happened that I stayed around long enough. And now those are worth like $80 on eBay or something. All right, so weird scenario here. All right, a little bit of a truce for the troll's sake. Come on! Oh, it's a trap. It's a trap. Nathaniel's bait is trying to bait him into trap. Oh no, Graves knows. Not Graves. Gangplank knows. Nick Warren knows.
Yep, the ward spotted them out, so there will be no trap. It said they'll just have to go ahead and deal with the dancing of the two before.
Come on, fight! I want to see blood.
We want the blood.
The swords to clash, sparks to fly. All right, so we have a bot side start. Looks like we're gonna have a bot side start from both teams here. So usually when you start on one side, it means that you want to gank on the other side, except in a split map scenario where you want to gank on the side that you're splitting. So it looks like both junglers are going to end up top side, and now we're going to see who clears faster. I mean, unless Rumble or Volibear don't opt for a full clear, we're not going to see who clears faster. But this is going to be the test. Quick little test to see who's got the clear speed advantage.
Yeah, Volibear being able to clear out the frog a little faster, and maybe Rumble will hop straight over to the chickens now, but I don't know.
If you're Rumble would definitely do the chickens pretty fast. The question is how fast. Oh, also it's gonna be engaging.
Yeah, Jake or Amelie gonna have to retreat there.
So Var should be able to poke out both members from the side. You know, Rel or Kaisa don't have healing, and Var should just be able to get free poke on them. And Alistar can pretty much deny Rel engage with his headbutt. So they should be pretty safe all through lane phase. They should only die if they make a mistake, pretty much, or if the jungler changes that. As Volibear is already onto his red, so looks like pretty solid 10-second lead, maybe? No, that's too much. 5-second lead? Pretty solid 5-second lead, so he should be able to get to the scuttle first.
Yeah, and you
now,
see
Gangplank is winning. So if there's a scuttle fight, Gangplank's gonna be there first, and he won't risk losing that much CS. And Volibear's already on top of it. Looks like he's gonna go for an early ward, and they have spotted out Rumble, and they know that he's doing blue buff. I know you guys can't see it, but I'm just looking at the map. Right, that's the most important right now.
Yep, they're fighting over the blue, and
that was a steal.
Gonna be taken. Yeah, so now Adamsuki just gonna have to watch as his blue buff is taken away there.
Ooh, I know they're probably not gonna do it, but I mean, maybe they are. I would definitely call Volibear mid for a dive right now. That is a huge wave, and Orianna has half HP. I say you dive that. Yeah, looks like they're not going to, but I think that would have been a great potential to get Orianna rally way behind early in this game. Doesn't look like they're going to go for it, so Orianna's going to pick up the CS, no problem. And Volibear's just going to go straight to his Gromp. Rumble goes for the skull.
Navor has to be a little careful, though. He is very low now, and the flash coming out from Nathaniel, and he has no assistance from his jungler currently, but he will be able to heal up. No flash or ignite now, but he gets tossed in again and will go down. Give the first blood to the Shen, knowing where GP's going.
Nick War, Volibear was in the area. Your jungler was in the area. and that wave was coming towards you. All you had to do was wait. He does have teleport, so maybe he teleports back to the lane. Oh, looks like Sleeping Giant's just gonna back. But
Oh, he's going for
is
it.
he gonna get the kill? He's going for it.
Looks like it. He gets the flash, and it's blocked up immediately, so it will be for nothing. Flash now down on Volibear, and that is what you need if you're playing him.
Okay, so Shen doesn't have TP. So Graves could freeze the wave up there, and he's going to lose a lot of CS. So teleport and jungler bailing him out of that situation.
And Chandler.
As Chandler gets a beneficial trade for him. I mean, Rel really can't engage on the Varus because of the Alistar. So, and he's going to be able to poke out Kaisa, and that's just going to spell victory for him in the lane phase.
Oliver just getting a pretty nice trade there. Both bot laners are so low, especially J Core.
He's stacking another wave, it looks like. Okay, it looks like it died down a little bit, but more potential for him to dive. But as I was saying earlier, you know, Nick Ward didn't have to die there, and it pretty much would have been a kill, as Shen would have been forced to push the wave in that scenario. So they misplay potential. Nick just had to not be greedy, and I think he would have got it.
Yeah, but sometimes you just get a little too full of yourself, maybe underestimating just how much of a cooldown the E was on. There is a Rumble coming in too, so if Agapa is
fighting around
down, there's the flash. Alistar is also there, and he's gonna be denied the back. Gonna get the two-man ulti, but nothing will save him after that. Flash is also gone from Agapa.
Very well done from Gabe. Waiting perfectly for that blast cone to beat him right back into his teammate bombs for the kill. Very well done. Oh, we have a fight going top lane. It's really close.
Yeah, wow. And he's gonna get him with the minion help and the help of ulti, so they will end up just trading the kills. First blood for the Shen, but the third blood going over for the Pirate.
Yeah, so he was able to make a comeback there. So when you're playing Shen, you have to be careful when you're level 6 because you don't have an ulti that helps you in the lane, and most other champions do. So basically, they just have an extra ability on them. So that is how Graves was able to pick up that kill there. Shen did not respect the ultimate and ended up giving up his life for it. And that's going to be about a 10-ish CS lead for Gangplank here.
Yeah, and Agapa just gonna have to endure this.
I'm still laughing about that All-Star play. I think that was good.
He just waited the entire time, just like, all right, and now.
Oh, Raleigh taking a half health and a very good trade by the Salas on Agapa here.
And you see the Volibear is in the jungle of the Rumble, who's currently making his way.
Bigger than I thought. It's actually going to be about 20 because Graves did not pick up that wave yet.
Oh. Here comes Agapa though, and it's control ward. They will be able to spot him. Adam Suki, it's also going to spot out Sleeping Giant, and now we have 3 members about to meet up, and they have to be careful.
Gangplank ultimate is down.
Yeah, they're gonna go straight onto the Shen, and there goes the ulti from the Volibear. But other than that, not a whole lot. Double kill now, and Nick Ward just looking for a trade of some sort. There goes the ulti. Seems like he may have forgotten that the Shen gives a big shield, and that will be 3 kills going towards the side of Mingos.
That was big. That was big. Just basically a 3 for 0 there. And now they're going to be losing the Rift Herald on top of that.
Yeah, and
I mean, Gangplank ultimate wasn't up. Gangplank, I mean, they were basically one ultimate down.
They're going for this one though. So Chandler Clark is in some trouble here. There goes the ulti, gonna be used, but he's still caught by the chains of corruption. So Chandler Clark is now gonna be on the run, but here comes Agapa, and X-Ray is even gonna use the heal flash and help get the kill with Agapa there. So that will be a kill now for the Kaisa.
Well, looks like Alistar will make it out alive. Questionable if Var should have jumped in there. It looked like he might have been, he was gonna sneak his way out. However, Ogopa in the perfect position to pick up that kill.
And Core did not stop the back, but did try his best. So Alistar will be able to back in time.
They still have a disjointed back, so that's going to give them more time to control the wave still in the lane. However, we have more action in top lane.
Yes, Sleeping Giant going on to Nathaniel. Nathaniel gonna use the dash as a way to try and get away. There goes the shielding there, and they're sending 3 members back up there while there goes the teleport from the mid laner. They're going to pick up 1 kill there. They're gonna pick up another, and Nick.
Oh, that was so close.
Oh my goodness, almost falls due to the cannon. Cannon Minion
Oh,
almost decided to become his worst ally.
That was pretty close. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to see how the top lane dive played out, only at the end. And then we didn't see how the bot lane dive played out in the beginning. However, there is a lot of action going down. They dived both sides. That is actually something you don't see very often.
Yep, both sides were wanting to do that dive and they just weren't unable to. Oh, that is a big whiff. Ogopa going to get hit on her own. 2 flashes coming out, and Sleeping Giant also now around the area. The first turret will be destroyed, and along with the first dragon being taken.
Yep, first dragon at 11 minutes. Unfortunately, it is a Cloud Drake. However, I mean, getting cooldown reduction for your team is actually pretty good, now that I think about it. I mean, good on Shen, it's good on Rumble, it's good on Orianna. I mean, it's pretty nice on Varus and Alistar, but, I mean, having it on the Shen is pretty good.
Yeah, and now it's going to be Sleeping Giant getting bullied out of his own jungle this time around.
Oh man, looks like they're going to get some lane pressure as well. So they get the dragon and they get mid lane pressure. That seems like that a mistake happened inside of there.
Yep, and we're going to avoid the dash there, so he won't be taunted this time. And looks like they do want to try and make something happen here, but they know where Adam is, and they're going straight onto Nickor, who's gonna get away with a flash, but now he's stuck under tower. He's gonna be hit. He's gonna get dashed, taunted up, doing his best to make some kind of situation happen. Another flash being invested. Adamsuki taking so much time. He's gonna be almost taken out. Then gonna use the use of his Stand United, and he will be just fine.
Yeah, that was actually pretty well executed. I think Alistar could have CC'd a little bit more. However, he did tank most of that turret. And they made it out all alive, so can't complain too much about it.
Yeah, they are able to pick up the kill, keep the game playing behind, and give some more leeway to the Shen, who's been having a tough time with this Volibear, just being around him.
And it looks like a 3k-ish gold lead. Maybe closer to 2k. Maybe closer to 2k. But we have about a 2k gold lead going, and it's starting to look pretty good for the side of Mingos here.
Oh, and
I mean, Orianna 20 CS lead. Shen is now recovered in the CS department. And unfortunately, Varus should be up against this Kai'Sa here. Oh, as they go in on this.
Yep, and Amelie is in a bad spot, looking for something to try and rally around, but will not be able to. He went in at a bad time. Adamsuki is going to be taken out by the Volibear, who's now looking for the Alistar. The failed Hex Flash, but maybe it was not failed at all, as they're going straight back in. Chain of Corruption does go wide. The Sleeping Giant is going to end up going down. Chandler Clark will take up that kill, while Nathaniel is forced to fight Nickor here, who's just getting shredded, but is going to be unable to take the kill. There goes the Crab. There's a shot, and he will stay just healthy and fine.
Yeah, that looks like it's just going to be about even. Oh, wait. Oh. Okay, Shen's staying. Alright, there's potential for Shen to die here, actually. We'll see if Nickor can pick that up, but huge team fight happening. And it looks like Varus comes out top. It looks like he went for the Prowler's Claw. I am more of a fan of Duskblade myself. I don't really see Varus going in with the Prowler's Claw. Personally, myself. And getting the kills with Duskblade does allow you some ways to get out of a fight when you go invisible. Personally, that's what I like to play more than the Prowler's Claw myself. However, he is going the lethality build.
They have to be careful. And Nick does not know. Chandler Clark's right there. He is going to miss one. He'll be just... No, Prowler's Claw is going to help Chandler pick up that kill. He's going to be getting away with some help from the Rumble, who's on his way over, along with the Orianas.
I'd like to point out he could have just Power Clawed Rel. He didn't have to do that. As the auto attack was... I think the auto attack was going to get the kill anyway. I don't know, maybe it wasn't, but I think it was. And you could have just Prowler's Clawed Rel into safety instead of into the turret. Alright, 10-4. And now we're about a 4K gold lead. It's probably going to be 4K. I know it's because of this turret killing now. So 4K gold lead, 10-4. Got a dragon. Next dragon's coming up soon. And it looks like you guys are in control of the game. Mingos on track to winning this game right now.
Yeah, Mingos has a very good control. And Super Giant just going to be watching as Chandler just takes away some of those Krugs there. And again, Ogreplay just cannot seem to manage those chains onto one of them, and now Citrus has to be careful. He's the target now.
Oh no, they're walking into a 4v2.
Yep, there goes Jake or Corey. They're gonna pick up a nice ulti there. They're gonna take out one. They're gonna look for another as the Chains of Corruption does land. Chandler Clark is the target this time around, and they're gonna be able to secure. No, they get the kill onto the Citrus. Now they secure the shutdown. Adasuki's in a bad spot, and he's gonna end up falling eventually as well. There's the flash, there's the stun, there's the kill, and that is what you need to restart everything in the engine.
Yeah, I think that was a big throw. I mean, they walked right into a 4v2, and that obviously is going to benefit AOE. And they were able to take down the members. I think Shen is pretty glad that that ultimate didn't complete, as he would also be a dead body. So with this, he's at least going to be able to get some CS advantage and take down this turret. Maybe? Nah, probably not, as Gameplank's going to come up there. However, big misplay on the side of Mingos, as they walked in with not enough members to check that vision.
Samuel going to deal a lot of damage, but he does have the blue and red though, so you do have to be careful, as one shot there shows just how strong this GP is starting to get.
He went Conquerors. Interesting that he went that. So most popular builds, you either go like the crit or you take the Trinity Force nowadays. A lot of people still prefer Divine Conqueror, so I guess this is just a preferred. Maybe he goes tankier Gangplank. We'll see what options he goes with. But I think the other two builds offer really nice.
Yeah.
So now the dragons are even, and the gold lead is definitely shrunk a bit.
Jake Corcoran in a very dangerous spot.
Rel
He's
just
being
walking
melted
in that
down.
rumble.
So Rel just almost escapes, but Chandler Clark with the max Q going to take out the support.
Gets an arrow in the back. Honestly, I couldn't tell you which rumble ult is what. I can only do it based on the positioning and the damage. But they look pretty much identical in the spectate client, which I think is going to be a problem for us in the future. However, Rel just standing in the flames of rumble. And she doesn't really have any way to get out once she's been dismounted. So that's just one of the drawbacks of Rel again.
Yeah, I mean, stepped up a little too close, immediately got hit by Gabe, and from there, the rest was just history for her, and that even allowed for that tower to be taken with ease.
Yeah, with the Rift Herald, that was able to strengthen the turret there, which is big. This is mid lane turrets, and they have a huge mid lane turret advantage, which should give them pushes for objectives in the future. So we still have side lane. We still have top lane first turret up, so that's probably going to be their next objective before this dragon comes up. It's just free gold to go for. Gangplank, if he is at the turret, he can be dove very easily at this point in the game. It looks like they're heading towards it. Gangplank, I hope you know you're in danger.
I don't think he has the slightest clue at all. They know exactly where he's backing. He's trying to get the recall off, but let's see if he will be able to do it in time. He will be okay as he's trying to escape, but he's gonna have 3 members right there. They're going to take him out. Chandler Clark was another kill.
Yeah, you kind of have to recognize that they're going to go for your top turret there. It's the only thing, it's the only easy objective left. As we have a 2v1.
Yep, Agapa taking a little bit too much that he can really bite. He's gonna fall down way too quickly, and now Nathaniel gonna have the escape of a sentry. He's able to get out of there perfectly fine from that.
Kaisa?
Kaisa, yeah, Kaisa in some big trouble here. Going to be run down. Has no mana as well, so Nathaniel going to get the taunt off. Going to be forced to use the ultimate. But even with the killer instinct, the only instinct that they have is to kill you instead. That is another kill picked up.
Oh.
And this is just BM. This is just BM.
I thought it looked like, okay, it is BM. I was like, trying to give the kill to Shen, that's a little weird. The point up is getting that speed up onto the Shen is a pretty good combo with the Orianna there. As they start up this Baron. 20 minutes in, we got a Baron going down. Shen could be there with a Stand United. They're kind of getting low. The GP ultimate's going to dissuade them a bit. Oh, they're going to go for a kill. Oh.
Yeah, they're going straight onto Nick Ward. They're going to taunt him up. They're going to slay him down. Prowler's Claw to victory, my friend. Nathaniel will pick up that one. Sleepy Giant forced to escape using the ultimate. So Stormbringer will be down, and they're going to just go ahead, go for the recall and reset.
Yeah, they're going to hit a reset on AOE side. Looks like Mingos is staying around a little bit. GP does have teleport, so if the fight happens in the next few minutes, he will be there. I don't recommend a two-man Baron take right now. Shen is getting beat up by the Baron. He thinks he can beat him. He thinks he can beat the Baron. Yeah, he thinks he can 1v1 Baron. Nathaniel, I got some news for you. Okay. You just.
Alright, here comes the best.
I don't know if that's worth it though. You should just wait for your teammates. You just took half your HP. Alright, looks like they're gonna try to trade Dragon for Baron, which is fine. I don't think they know that Baron's being done.
I believe they do. There was a lot of pings being brought out, and now they finally realize, like, hey, they are over there. Don't know why we didn't realize it.
Well, they should have just done Dragon. I don't understand. Now you don't get Dragon either.
Yeah, they don't get Dragon, and now there's a big chance that they all fall now. There's the big shockwave. Rel there to try and help out, but instead, Jake Report is going to go down. Now, Xander's trying to at least get some kind of thing to pick up here, but instead, he's going to fall as well. 4 members fall in a fight that never needed to take place.
Yeah, that was completely unnecessary. They could have just got the Dragon, or if they know that they're doing Baron, send one member do Dragon, the rest of the members go to Baron. I mean, you even have a GP global to help you with dissuading them from doing the Baron. So I think complete misplay from the side of AOE there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why they did that. They went towards the Dragon, then they went towards the Baron, and instead they just lose both.
I mean, you went towards the Baron without your game plan either. So that was just... And TP takes time to channel, so you're just gonna lose that fight.
It kind of just feels like they're trying to make desperation plays.
Yeah, they're a bit desperate, and
yeah, and they're going to pick up another kill. Jake Corcourt just going to be taken out easily, and that's quite a bit of damage coming out the Rally. Rally going to respect it, going to use the stopwatch.
Yeah, and that's just another kill. Unfortunately, I mean, it doesn't really. I don't think that kill really matters too much at this point in time, as Mingos should be able to get down this side lane turret at least. Shen's going to be pushing towards it a little bit. Once they set up the waves, though, they should be able to get more turrets. I don't know. I don't see anywhere how long this Baron has left exactly, but still got some time on it. I don't think it's enough. It's not going to be enough to get in here. I think they're just going to get this last side lane turret.
Yeah, and there is a 10k gold deficit right now, and this is just showing us how much of a fight that they're going to have to try and come back into. And there goes the Rumble ulti once again.
Yeah, I think they're going to. They did have to clear the wave. Oh, but he can engage it.
Oh, yep. There's the engage. They're going straight on to Atasuki. He's going to be taken out almost immediately. And here comes the stun onto Chandler Clark. They're looking to pick up the next kill onto him.
Oh
He's
my God,
almost
he gets
gonna
the
fall. He
kill.
picked up 1 kill. They're gonna take out Chandler Clark finally. And now they're going on to the Orianna. Orianna trying the best to get away, but Rally is going to end up falling anyway. But on the back, we do see that Alistar is going straight onto Gabe Koshki. Gabe Koshki trying his best to at least get the shutdown there, but they're not going to be able to. Nathaniel Laner is now the last man standing. No, Rally stays alive, is able to escape, and Nathaniel going to pick up the last kill onto Silas. 2 members left standing for the side of AOE and for Mingos.
Oh, there's more. Oh,
yep, more fighting now. And Nathaniel wants to take this fight. I think he can actually do it too. He's gonna take out 1. He takes out 1. He is unstoppable right now. Nathaniel is cracked out of his mind, and he wants to at least help finish his push. Going to take out Sleeping Giant potentially. No, the shutdown gold will go into the pockets of the Volibear.
that was a bit greedy. I'm not gonna lie. So the shutdown gold did go to the Volibear, which is actually unfortunate. You probably wanted Kaisa to pick that up. Chandler getting the kill onto Kaisa at the beginning of that fight was pretty good. I thought they both would be out of the fight, but it looks like Chandler was able to get that kill on Kaisa, preventing her from getting the bounty on him, which was pretty good. And man, but Adam Suki, that was just a really greedy play, and I just don't see the motivation for going to try to hit the turret when there's 1 minion left. Seems like you're just a bit greedy to end this game, or you just BM. You just BM in AoE right now.
Yeah, something I just realized, and it took me a while to realize this. There's only 1 item completed on Silas, while there's 3 items completed onto the Orianna.
That is huge difference. That is oh my god! It's almost it's getting close to 100 CS lead. That is bad. Bad.
Yeah, it is a 9k gold lead after all the shutdowns.
It looks
overall.
like they. It looks like both. So it looks like both teams kind of sacrificed. So Varus has a huge CS deficit. So they both prioritize different laners for the CS. So it's not as bad as it initially seems, but it's still bad to be this. You know, having around a 70 CS deficit compared to your opponent.
Yeah, I mean, like, if I'm looking at the golds for every single champion, the only champion that has more gold than anyone on the side of Mingos, oh my goodness, the shockwave is massive. They're going straight onto Rally, however. They want to take him out. Adasuki gonna be able to secure the kill onto his Eaters, however. And they're going to look for the pickup, but instead, everyone is just going to fall. Adasuki going to help take out the Silas. Nathaniel Lanier will take him out. Sleeping Giant is the only member left there in that fight, while Nick wasn't even there to begin with. He only used his ulti.
Oh, they're gonna stop the backs as well.
Yeah, Sleeping Giant is
so now
gonna
it's just
be
gonna be Graves on his own to defend the base here. It looks like he's gonna try to take this 1v1. This is an opportunity for him to prevent the games from being lost here.
And Ikor is actually losing this big fight, and not only that, but he has a Varus coming in, and he's looking for a kill. Will pick it up, and now it's going to be Sleeping Giant visiting the gray screen once again. Potentially, there it is. And here comes the teleport from behind. They're looking to pick up 1. They're going to get the kill onto his Eaters, but Chandler Clark is going to fall finally. Here comes the Nathaniel Lanier. They're going to have his ulti stolen, but he's going to fall anyway, and now it's going to be J Core running away. No CC can stop the push from Mingos, and this will be the game.
Yeah, it's looking like this is going to be the end. I mean, they just, even though their members are going to be coming up soon, they may not be in time to save this Nexus. Oh, poor JJ trying to stall by getting rid of the minions.
Yeah, they actually just want to keep fighting, and J Core going to fall. Once again, this time Rally's going to, or no, Adasuki's going to pick up the kill, and yeah, instead they just want to keep fighting.
All right, looks like the members are going to be up, so maybe they just get this in a hit. But to be honest, even if they don't get the Nexus here, they are in prime condition to win this game. Oh, Shen, the BM, the BM back.
Yep, they're going to do so much damage, and that's just Adasuki and Rally. Shen does end up falling, and because of the BM, 2 members fall, make that 3. Rally will now fall. And guess who's been on the dragon the entirety of the time? It's been Gabe. And immediately the pigs are just coming out. They're wondering why was there support on the dragon and not with them.
No, it was definitely their fault. What the hell are they doing? Gabe, I'm with you, man. You had the right idea. Everyone else was being greedy.
Oh, but now they're gonna go straight onto Izidris. Izidris has to be careful. And there goes the snipe. Chandler Clark will pick up one, pick up another, give us a double kill. The support does all the moves.
Yeah, also perfect engage for Chandler to get the Q on the Kaisa there. Kaisa just not having a good time in any of these fights. Getting engaged on, getting constantly killed by Chandler and his lethality Varus here. Not looking good in those team fights for Kaisa. Unfortunately, she's their most strongest member too.
Now back onto Chandler. Gonna look for the kill here, and here comes the shield. That is a massive shield, and they're going to pick up one, pick up another. The Prowler's Claw Varus is, as someone said, it is meta. Not as meta as lethality, weapons such as Dust Blade, however. But that shield was massive, and no one could get melt through that.
It didn't even look like Silas was able to touch that shield. It didn't even look like it was moving as they were attacking the Varus there. Looks like this can be a free pairing pickup, as it should be. 3 hits him. Can't really do anything. I mean, you just pushed into your base, and you don't even have your Nexus turrets as well, so there's no defense. So, we have a DC here. Are we going to pause the game? Or game goes unpaused?
Is this more of a BF?
We're going to win without our top laner?
I mean, they're continuing the match.
He's back. He's back. They knew it was a quick DC. Alright, so now all you have to do is coordinate. Oh, they're not coordinating. They're not coordinating.
The cow has a magi.
Shen thinks that doing jungle camps right now is very important. Alright, just get all the waves going down, and then as a team, march together. And, honestly, the minions would probably just finish.
Why does the cow have
now
a
they're getting
magi?
engaged on.
Here we go. There's the engage, but guess who has to stay united back up? Here he comes, the savior, the shed, and the magi stack is doing so much damage. What in the world? So much damage being brought out. Chandler Clark is unstoppable. They're going to pick up 2. They're going to almost have a full ace, as it's only Izidris now, and he's going to have to watch as his Nexus is taken out. That will be the game, and Mingos shuts the door easily for the victory.
Yeah, that was quite a dominant win, and a stark contrast from game 1, when Mingos taking the lead very early on and continued to carry that out throughout the rest of the game. Very well done by them in these games. Unfortunately for AOE, I think they made some pretty key mistakes in their decision making macro wise, and they were not able to pick up the win in this game, which means that they are going to be out.
Yep, and that will be the then Mingos will win 3rd place for the Platinum Division, and that will be the last of the games here on the Get Wrecked 2 channel. We have the last game going on currently over on Get Wrecked TV's first one, and it is currently tied at 1-1 apiece between the Pootie Gang and the Reign of Kings. Go on over, stop over there, and watch whichever team wins that match. But for now, it has been Asami with Crims.
All right. And I appreciate everyone in the chat. Thank you for interacting. And to all the viewers, we also appreciate you for watching this game.
Yes, sir. Thank you all for stopping by, and we will see you all later.